Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sri Guruvayurappa Sharanam. Dasaka 57 of Narayaneeyam is Pralambasura Vadham. Srimad Bhagavatam, Skanda 10, Chapter 18, Slokas 17 to 32 are condensed here. Krishna, the reservoir of pleasure, blowing his flute, accompanied by his elder brother Balrama and other Gopalas and cows, entered the beautiful forest of Vrindavana to enjoy the atmosphere. They walked into the midst of newly grown leaves of trees whose flowers resembled peacock feathers. Sometimes they were dancing and singing, and sometimes wrestling with one another. Balarama and Krishna, along with all their friends, played all kinds of sports and enjoyed the soothing atmosphere of Vrindavana, full of rivers, lakes, fine trees, and excellent fruits and flowers. Once, while they were engaged in their transcendental pastimes, a great demon named Pralambasura entered their company, desiring to kidnap both Balrama and Krishna. Understanding the demon's entry, when Pralambasura entered their company, Krishna began to think how to kill this demon. Krishna received Pralambasura as a friend. Oh, my dear friend, he said, it's very good that you have come to take part in our pastime. Then called all his friends and ordered them, now we shall play in pairs. We shall challenge one another in pairs. With this proposal, all the boys assembled together. Some of them took the side of Krishna and some took the side of Balrama. And they arranged to play in duel. The defeated members in duel fighting had to carry the victorious members on their backs. They began playing and at the same time tended the cows as they proceeded through the forest. The party of Balrama came out victorious, and Krishna's party had to carry them on their backs through the forest. Imitating their play, Pralambasura, who appeared there as a cowherd boy, carried Balrama on his back. Pralambasura was the greatest of the demons, and he had calculated that Krishna was the most powerful of the cowherd boys. In order to avoid the company of Krishna, Pralambasura carried Balrama far away. The demon was undoubtedly very strong and powerful, but he was carrying Balrama, who is compared with a mountain. Therefore, he began to feel the burden, and thus Asura assumed his real form. When he appeared in his real feature, he was decorated with golden helmet and earrings and looked just like a cloud with lightning carrying the moon. Balarama observed the demon's body expanding up to the limits of the clouds, his eyes dazzling like blazing fire and his mouth flashing with sharpened teeth. At that, Balarama was surprised by the demon's appearance, and he began to wonder, how is it that all of a sudden this carrier has changed in every way? But with a clear mind, he could quickly understand that he was being carried away from his friends by demon who intended to kill him. From a distance, Balarama could see Krishna's face, and immediately he struck the head of the demon with his strong fist, just as the king of the heavenly planet strikes a mountain with his thunderbolt. Being stricken by the fist of Balrama, the demon fell down dead, just like a snake with a smashed head, and blood poured from his mouth. When the demon fell, he made a tremendous sound, and it sounded as if a great hill were falling upon being struck by the thunderbolt of King Indra. All the boys then rushed to the spot being astonished by the guest's skill, they began to praise Balarama. Here, Pralamba here represents vasanas. That is, vasanas carry one away from Bhagwan. Realizing this, if one turns to God, he acquires the strength to free himself from the bondage. Now, here we will see the Narayaniya slokas. Ramasakakvabidine kamada Bhagavan gado bhavan vipinam Sunubhirabhigobanam Denubhiravi samrudo lasadvesha. Oh, Hare, though the fulfiller of wishes, one day in a bedecked attire with Balrama went to the forest. The sons of the Gopas and the cows also surrounded and followed thee. Sandarshayan balaya swairam vrindavanasriyam vimalam Kandirai sahabalaihi Bandiragamagammo Vadam Kridan. Joyfully showing around the unspoiled pure beauty of Vrindavana to Balrama, accompanied by the Gopalas, carrying a staff in a playful mood, though reached the banyan tree called Bandiraka. तावगनिधन स्पृहयालुर्गोपमूर्तिरदयालुः दैत्यप्रलम्बनामा प्रलम्बबाहुं भवन्दमावेदे. Then the pitiless demon approached thee in the disguise of a Gopa, desiring to kill thee who are with long arms. That is to say, Asura is Pralamba, but Bhagavan is Pralamba Bahu. Bhagavan whose arms are long enough to destroy all evil-minded persons. जानन्नप्यभिजानन्निव तेन समं निबद्धसौहार्दः बडनिगडे पडुपशुभव्याबन्धं द्वन्द्वयुक्तमारब्धाः. In spite of knowing fully well of his intention, seemingly unaware of his designs, though cultivated friendship with him. Then, near the banyan tree, arranging the game of wrestling with the Gopalas, who were skilled in that art, though started a duel. Gopan vibhajya tanvan sangam balabhadragam bhavatkamabi twadbalabhirum daityam twadbalagadam anumanyatha Bhagavan. O Lord, though divided the cowherd boys into two teams led by Balrama and thyself, the Asura was aware of the strength and, being afraid, wanted to join thy team, to which you agreed. Here in this sloga, we see that the word balam used thrice, but each in different sense. The first balabhadragam is referring to Balarama. Twadbalabhirum is who was afraid of your strength, that is Asura. And the third Twadbalagadam, that is in your team. Here Bala means team. कल्पित विजेदृवहने समरे परयूदकं स्वदैदतरं श्रीदामानं मथताः पराजितो भक्तदासदां प्रथयन्. As per the rules of the game that was fixed, the winner has to be carried by the loser. Though being defeated, carried the very dear friend Sridama, thereby demonstrating to the world that you are at the service of your devotees. एवं बहुषु विभूमन् बालेषु वहल्सु वाह्यमानेषु रामविजितप्रलम्बो जहारतं दूरदो भवद्भीत्या. Thus, the many Gopalas were carrying and were being carried. In the course, Pralamba was defeated by Balarama, and so he carried Balarama far away from thy sight out of fear of thee. That is, Hare Vibhuman, that is infinite being. Being infinite, no place will be out of your sight. And Pralamba's effort to take Balarama out of your sight is futile. त्वद्दूरं गमयन्तं तं दृष्ट्वा हलिनि विहित गरिभमरे दैत्यस्वरूपमागाद यद्रूपात् सहि बलोऽपि चकितोऽभूत्. Balarama saw that he was being carried far away, so he increased his weight by his divine power. The demon then took to his own real form, seeing which even Balarama was wonderstruck. उच्चदया दैत्यतनोः त्वन्मुखमालोक्य दूरदो रामः विगतभयो दृढमुष्ट्या वृषदुष्टं सपदि पिष्टवानेनं. The Asura's height was great, and so being carried on his shoulder, Balarama could see Bhagwan from a distance. At that sight, Balarama shunned all fear and with a firm fist struck the demon and quickly crushed him to a pulp. That is to say that the sight of Bhagwan removes all fears and gives strength. हत्वा दानववीरं प्राप्तं बलमालिलिङ्गितप्रेम्णा तावन्मिलितोर्युवयोः शिरसि कृता पुष्पवृष्टिम् अमरगणैः. Balarama returned after killing the clever Asura, and you embraced him lovingly as you two were meeting. The gods and devas showered flowers on thy heads. Alambo bhuvananam pralambam nidhanameva marachayenne kalam vihaya sadyo lolam varuje hare harakleshan. Oh Hare, thou who has the splendor of a black bee, who are the support of the worlds, thou who carried out the destruction of Pralambasura without delay, quickly eradicate my sufferings. Hare Guruvayurappa. With this, the slogas of Dasaka 57 has been completed. Now we will listen to the bhajan song of Sati Suresh.
Govinda Madhava Gopala Keshava Jayananda Mukunda Nanda Govinda Radhe Gopala Giridhari Giridhari Jaya Radhe Gopala Ghanashyama Shyama Shyama జయ నంద ముకుంద నంద గోవింద రాధే గోపాల గోవింద మాధవ గోవింద